Okay. My name is Michael Coward. This is my fourth DragonCon. My first time presenting at a panel, and I've been asked here to talk to you about color matching using dyes.
I'm Aurora Celeste. I've been at DragonCon since before the costuming track started. I've been giving panels ever since then. I'm here because I do crazy dyeing stuff in my house. So, well, I hope so.
Hello everybody, my name is Travis Scott Merrill. I am a professional theater artisan. I've been working in the crafts field now for about 20 years professionally. I am really, really old. I was around before dye. We were still banging things together with like juniper berries and stuff when I first started. But just barely. There's been a lot of health stuff that's come out since I've started doing this stuff. I really should not be alive at this point. But I think there's so much dye impermeated in me that I'm going to be a rosy color forever. Well, y'all bought all this wonderful academic stuff. Do y'all want to start?
Okay. Before we go yammering on about things that are probably maybe of no interest to you whatsoever, how about a couple quick questions to gauge what your areas of interest are?
Actually, first I have a note on the handout. I made the handout with the thought that we weren't gonna really work through it. It's something for you to take home, and when you start doing this, you'll come upon a term like overdye. What the heck does that mean? So really, if you guys want to put this away or take notes on the back, feel free, because we're not gonna like go through this word for word. It's more for your use later when we're not here to answer your questions.
This is more a primer than a workshop. I didn't have room left in the truck to bring them.
My dye pot is 200 gallons. I couldn't get it in the Honda.
I need to talk to you. Mine's only 18 quarts.
You are more than welcome at our shop anytime. You come on down to Montgomery. We'll dye stuff.
Really? Really?
Whatever, yeah. Too late.
You were gonna live to regret that.
Dude, at this point, my insurance company won't even let me go near dye. I just did an order for 218 pounds of red dye.
Okay.
Well, okay. So actually, that's a really good statement. Red, yes. For some reason, red is my choice. Red is what's called a union dye. Red has been specially formulated to work with a large variety of fabrics. So
it's garbage.
Yeah, because it is a union dye, it works pretty good for everything. I use fiber reactive dyes when I need to get certain colors just perfect, but red has never really let me down. I mean, if you really know what you're doing with red, you can make it happen.
A word on red. It's a very popular choice, and for good reason. You need to know it was formulated largely for housewives who either don't know any better or don't want to learn any better. It is a combination of contact dye, fiber reactive dye, acid dye, and pretty much substandard quality on each of those types of dye. But you throw it in the washer, it works. If it suits your purpose, fine. There are better ways to go.
Which is the fiber reactive dyes we were talking about earlier. Now I don't dye in the washing machine ever. Again, we have a huge dye pot. Well, in the washing machine, I won't call that dyeing. I'll call that tinting. Because in order to dye something, I usually get the water somewhere between 110 and 150 degrees. And I like to leave it there for a while. I will make a dye pot and let it set for 20-30 minutes after it's been stirring, just to make sure that all the granules have gone away. I haven't met a washing machine yet that'll do that.
We have a question. Yes, you. Front row.
Obviously, if we have time, the kind of dyes we'd like to be using, I'm sure, the better kind. But when you have to dye something last minute, you're stuck with what's at Joann's. So if you're left with Brit, Dylon, and I think a very few Jacquard dyes like I dye, have a preference? Do you have a recommendation?
You
Red
always
is
have to bear
easier.
in mind, dyeing is chemistry. Pure and simple, it's chemistry. It starts with the fabric that you're starting with. And if you don't know the fiber content of what you do, or what you have on hand, oh, as much as it pains me to say it, yes, RIT is probably your best way to go. Because it's kind of the pasta approach, let's throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Now, does everybody
You
know?
know-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
To kind of see what I could get away with this year, I did email Lee and asked if we could set things on fire in this panel. And he
I'm
said,
guessing
don't
no.
get caught. So I didn't bring the stuff. But go online and look up how to burn test fabrics to find out what they're made of. It's really, really important for dyeing to at least figure out if they're natural or polyester fibers. So
Polyester, I'm sorry, you have one choice. As far as I'm aware, that's Jacquard's iPoly.
yeah,
Now,
it stinks.
oh yeah.
It stinks a lot, and it's kind of dangerous. And I haven't had the courage to do it in my washing machine yet because I like my washing machine.
If you've got rayon, there are dyes for rayon. Unfortunately, you don't get very intense colors. The best you can hope for is like a pastel shade. What I've worked with so far is there's a field called fiber reactive dyes. Those work with cellulose fibers, plant-based materials. That's going to be your cottons, your linens, straw, reeds if you're into weaving baskets and things.
Bamboo, rayon.
There
Rayon
is
is iffy, but
there is a separate dye you can get for rayon, and you can also go with acid dyes. Now that's going to hit your animal fibers such as your wools, your silks, and oddly enough, it works on nylon.
Nylon was chemically created to be a silk, so it's very similar.
Beyond that,
That was its original use.
Yeah, what I was going to bring up, I tried to do some roping, and it's nylon, and you can't, it just won't take like a dark brown.
What did you use?
What process did you use, sir?
Did it on the stove, and
Okay.
you know,
What kind of
With
dye?
RIT.
I read till I could find.
Okay, again, RIT uses a sub-quality acid dye.
Right.
I'll show you something I got on nylon.
Now,
I mean,
to-
and what I
yeah.
and what I was
Also,
going to get to is
it's
what-
harder to activate the acid dye in RIT without adding acid.
Okay.
So throw a chunk of vinegar in there. It'll be better. It won't be good.
Yeah, I
It'll
did
be
the vinegar
better.
Because why? When I lived in New York City,
Mhm.
I can't remember what street it was, but it was in the clothing district. I went to this man, and he went to his bucket, and he would scoop me out like 2 scoops of this, a little scoop of that, put it in a bag, and said, "Here you go. This will do you."
Okay. When you're using acid dye, you can use vinegar,
Yeah.
but you'll get better results if you use citric acid.
Dharma has that. Your local pharmacy usually has that. If you ask them, they'll look at you funny, and then they'll get it for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dharma's a good source. Personally, my vendor of choice is Pro Chemical and Dye out of Massachusetts. They have an absolutely amazing helpline. You can call them anytime, business hours, and they are more than happy to answer the technical questions or anything that you've got. Just to your point, Pro Chemical and Dye